Hello everyone. So we've got this brand new item in the shop. They're called cut files. These are files that Jane created for the embellishments that you purchase in the digital collections. So what you find in these files are, for instance, let's say if you purchase the Savannah collection, you get the digital embellishments and you can either hand cut them or you can use a Cricut, a Silhouette, Brother Scan and Cut, etc. machine to cut these out, right? So some of these machines are very temperamental and you cannot, they don't read the image properly. So Jane made these files, which we call cut files, and it's the silhouette of the image that you open up, you place it over this file, yada, 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 and you cut it, right? So there is instruction on how to do this in the folders, but Jane wanted to put together an instructional video showing you step by step by step on how to do that. So she's going to take you through this process on how to use the cut files that you purchase from the Paper Phenomenon website with your digital collection. So each collection has its own cut file in the shop. All right, so remember what you're purchasing, once again, for the cut files are the silhouettes that corresponds to the images or embellishments that you find in the digital collection that you've purchased previously. All right, so let's say if you want to purchase right now, I can't think of one. Fairies and fireflies. You don't want to hand cut the embellishments. Your scan and cut is not doing a really good job cutting these images out. You go on my website. You can purchase the cut file for the fairies and fireflies, and you can use the file. So without further ado, let's take a look at Jane in action.
I'm going to demonstrate how to use the SVG cut files with Brother Canvas Workspace. I'm using the standalone version of Canvas Workspace. I know there is a web-based version that looks a little different than this, but the process should still be the same. You're just going to have to know where things are on the web-based version, as I am not familiar with it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to pull out your PDF instructions for Canvas Workspace, and you're going to follow the instructions from page 1 to 4, which will have you scan in your pre-printed paper of embellishments, or if you're using a digital version, you're going to go ahead and print your 12 by 12 or whatever size you would like from your digital embellishment collection and load it on a mat and scan it in following the instructions in the PDF. So then that will take you to this spot where you're going to then go to File, Import from your cutting machine a scanned image. And I've already done that, and so what that will do is place your image on your desktop, as you can see this one is. So then you're going to go to the SVG icon, import from your computer on the left. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to navigate to the SVG file that matches my digital image, and I'm going to choose it. So you can see the cut lines of the SVG files has now been imported on top of your image, and you can also tell on the right hand side all the cut files are separate, and here's your image at the very bottom, which means it's to the back, and your cut files are in front, and you can tell because you can see them overlapping the images. So what I like to do is toggle the visibility so that I can't see the image, and then using my left mouse button, I'm going to hold it down and drag across to choose all the embellishments, and then I'm going to group them together. You could also, if to choose them all, you could also do Control A on a PC or Command A on a Mac, and then group. You can right click and choose group, or you could Control G or Command G to group them together. So now I'll go back to my image and I will toggle the visibility back on and make sure that I'm choosing the group of SVG files, and you'll see the bounding box around the cut lines. So I'm going to drag the SVG group over on top of the image and match it up. Oh, so if it is very, very important that you do not move the image like I just did. If that accidentally happens, catch it right away and Control Z to undo that, or you can use the undo over here on the top left hand side. The image cannot move. If the image moves and you try to send this back to the cutting machine to actually cut the embellishments out, they won't line up. The scanned image is in a perfect placement that the machine has sent. So no matter what you do, if you accidentally move it a couple of times and you didn't catch yourself, then you'll want to go and delete everything and go back and scan it in again and start from the beginning. It is imperative that the image file does not move. So maybe I can lock it. There was a little lock key here, so I'm going to toggle the lock on. Now let's see, yeah, so that's a good idea. Lock your image in place. Now I'm going to choose the group and I'm going to drag them around until they somewhat line up. I usually try to line up the top left-hand corner, and then I'll move my mouse down to the bottom right-hand corner, and on that little bounding box corner, I'll drag until it lines up how I like. So it lined up pretty well on the right, but you can see it moves it a little bit. So I'm going to take the top left and drag it back a little bit. I'm going to take the bottom left and drag it a little bit. And then I'm going to, it looks like some of the white is at the bottom. I'm going to use my up and down, left, right arrow buttons, and I'm just going to click a few times in different directions until I see more is lined up. And that looks pretty good. But as a final step, I would then use the zoom icon from the panel on the top and I would zoom in on a corner to see if it really is lined up. And I would make sure you choose your select mouse button so that you don't keep making your image larger and larger. So I'm going to just drag this a smidgen on him because that looks pretty good now. If you hold down your space bar, you'll notice that the mouse turns into a hand, and if you click on the left mouse button, you can drag everything around so that you continue to see where things aren't quite lined up. I'd like that frog to be a little better lined up, so I'm going to use this bounding box corner and just drag it very minutely. And that looks pretty good. Okay, the horse could do a little to the left, so I'll use my arrow key. And everything is staying pretty much lined up, and I'm very happy with that result. So I'm going to double click on the zoom icon, and that will take me back out. At this point, you're ready to send it back to the machine to cut the embellishments out. So I'm going to choose File, Export, Transfer FCM File, and it's going to give me a warning Oh, the settings of lock, unlock on the data will be invalid when editing data on the machine. The image data will not be exported or transferred with the cut data. That basically just means that none of the colors, the images are not going to transfer, just the red cut lines. So just go ahead and click OK. And now you'll have this bounding box. So you're going to choose transfer FCM file via the internet. And then you'll give it a moment and you'll get a machine is ready to download message, which means that the file has been transferred to the machine. You can click OK, cancel that. And now at this point, you will go back to your machine and follow the remaining instructions on page 8, which gives you the steps that you take to at your machine, which showing the screen and the messages there. And then your cut file should be working. It should go ahead and cut out your embellishments. If you want, you do notice that the cut files are all in separate lines. If you ungroup them, you can just choose one or the other. If you just wanted to print this frog on one piece of paper, you can cut the frog out in something like Photoshop. Just cut the frog out, and then you can just use that one cut line over him and get rid of all the other ones. You can go ahead and delete the other cut lines, and then you'll basically just print and cut that one frog. And you can make them as big or as little as you want, as long as you have an image that matches up. And that is it. Have fun.